Welcome to WinSouls TV. This is your host, Jeff Thomas. I just had a conversation with one of my good friends this past weekend, and I mean, great guy, amazing business owner, and we were just talking, and you know, the Lord led him to let me know that he was struggling. He was in this specific place, and the Lord was calling him to rest. Now, let's talk about that a little bit, because the title of this video is called Stride Instead of Strive. What does that mean? Well, it means that once we come into the fullness and the stature and the growth of revelation through Christ in our identity, that means developing a specific relationship with Him, me and His identity. Then I begin to understand who I am. Once I begin to understand who I am and I have developed that relationship with Him, that means that I can trust that individual now. That means I can literally trust this person with my life. I only have about 2, 3, maybe a handful of people that I would literally trust with my life. You know, and 2 of those are my best friends. But with that, you should have a even deeper relationship with Christ. And why do I say that? Simply put, because when you have rested yourself within Christ, you know who He is, and in exchange, you know who you are. You begin to rest in a place that those things will be taken care of. And he was sharing with me, he was letting me know, hey, you know, Jeff, I'm struggling in this place. I'm always going. It's great for the business. You know, it's doing all of this stuff. But because of the fact that, you know, my focus has dwindled off of God, now my focus is strictly on the business and developing this business. And I'm struggling with my relationship with my wife now. I'm struggling with my relationship with my kids. And, you know, I'm always exhausted all the time, which, you know, when you're developing a business, when you're an entrepreneur, you know, it takes you know, you putting in your dues, at least, especially in the beginning. So you're going to have to go without a little bit of sleep. But with that said, though, we can choose to move out of strive, STRIVE, which means that we are putting everything on our back, not trusting anybody else. Get out of my way. I'm gonna face this thing head on, and I'm gonna go after it. Or we can do the very best that we possibly can, but out of the leadership and the guidance of our Father. And let me tell you why that's so important. When you begin to, you know, put everything on your back and you just facing everything head on, exactly the way that this world has told us that we're supposed to be acting, you know, work hard, grind hard. And there's some truth to that, especially in the Word. Proverbs 10:4, read it for yourself. And so with that said, you know, the hands of the diligent, it makes rich. It makes you rich, right? Regardless of what area that richness is, there is some truth to that. But what I'm saying is that when you face it on your own, then now, guess what? You still got that burden on your back. You still got all of these problems. You still got all of these worries. You still have all of these specific things that you're dealing with. You now you can't govern your time right. Now you can't spend time with your wife. Now you can't spend time with your kids, which are even more important than your business. But guess what? Now I'm walking side by side with God. This is the stride part. STRIDE. And why did I make that comparison? Because when you're striving for something, you know, you're going as hard as you possibly can. You're going as hard as you possibly can. But guess what? One day them legs are going to give out. You're going to start slowing down. But when you stride, when a runner reaches that stride It's almost as if they've reached that max speed, but now guess what? It's like all of the baggage that they were carrying is gone. Now all of the speed that they were trying to build up, they have already reached that max speed, but they are able to maintain that. And the only way that us as Christians can maintain that is through Christ. Now, we don't have that backpack of baggage. We don't have to worry about spending time with our wife or our sons or our daughters. We don't have to worry about it. But guess what? Now, that bag of baggage is on Christ. We done laid it down at his feet. Let him pick that up. Because I promise you, his shoulders are way bigger than that baggage. I guarantee it. I promise. Now, when the Lord is walking beside you, hey, he already knows the path up ahead. So he can tell you, hey, let's go this way. But guess what? If you, the old buddy with the baggage, you know what I'm saying? He gone. He been gone. He shot off of that, off of the start line. He didn't know which way he was gonna go. He just jumping blindly straight into darkness. He coming back out the darkness. Oh, let's go this way. Hit a little fork in the road. Let's try both paths. But guess what? God knows the perfect path every single time. Every time. So it's like you running full speed. You're resting in him. You running full speed without any worries, without any baggage, without any problems. Because he's governing your path. He has ordered and ordained all of our steps. But we can choose whether we want to walk down that path or not. We all have a calling. We all have a purpose. But it's our choice whether we want to move down that specific path. So from now on, trust in the Lord and stride, and stretch your stuff while you stride, because you're walking beside the King, man. Be blessed.